So you mentioned that the commune, because you all call it, you don't call it towns and cities, it's called communes, correct? Am I correct?
I mean, we still have towns and cities. It's just, I don't, it's weird. It's kind of like, how would you say it out here? Okay, so the city is Los Angeles, but then you have the county.
Correct.
So it's kind of like that, like they separate them like that.
Oh,
so it's kind
okay.
of the same, but we don't use the same words for it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But you mentioned that commune is, I guess, relatively in comparison to the places around it, is more of the hood, quote unquote, right?
No.
It's not?
No, because
Okay.
you can have like commune everywhere. So it just depends where you live. So it's
No, I mean your particular.
Oh, mine, wasn't the greatest.
Wasn't the greatest.
No.
What are some of the things that you can remember as a child that let you know that environment was probably a little different than other environments around you?
Just the noise. It was always like so crazy. People yelling outside. Like, you couldn't really open your windows because it was so much noise. You were like, okay. Or waking up and it's like it's a car burning outside. Like, yes.
A car burning outside.
A car burning outside your house.
Wow.
Like, it's just like a bunch of stuff like that. So
yeah, I've been overseas.
And the police all the time. You see like all the lights all the time. So
right.
Yeah.
I've been overseas. I've been to Europe a few different times. I've been to Paris actually. And I've been to Marseille. And I did notice that in Europe their urban environments are a little bit more urban than ours in most cases.
Yeah.
And we don't realize that in America.
Yeah, I know. Like when I moved, first of all, when I moved, not just somebody, several people asked me if I was black, and I was like, do I look white? I don't know. I was like, yes. And then when I say I'm black, they're like, but you're French. I'm like, and like I don't know if it's people just. I don't want to call them ignorant, but just thinking that France is white,
right.
Where there's black people obviously everywhere.
Right.
And they would still ask me, so your parents are white or black? I was like, what do you think? It's just so mind-blowing that people would ask me if I was black.
Look, listen, as ignorant as it may be growing up as an African American, anything that we hear, like we kind of like replace, what's the word, nationalities with race. We confuse the two. So when we hear French, we think white.
But I'm like, African American are not the only black people. Like,
Right.
like it's so crazy.
Right.
Yes. So.
We grew up thinking that to a degree. I'm gonna be honest with you. So
I still have people like that tells me that I'm white.
What?
Yes.
Looking in your face?
Yes, and they're like, they would talk. I mean, some people are just hating, and they'd be like, oh, that white girl over there. Because they know I'm French, and I'm like, how are you going to call me white? Like, I don't know.
So let me ask you, is that something that you dealt with or deal with for the first time being here in America, like that form of colorism, would you call it?
Yeah, I mean, there is racism in France, obviously, but I've never experienced it like what I'm experiencing here. Even like here, like not too long ago, I went to look for an apartment, and so it was like one that you go in and you just check yourself. Like
the self-tour.
Yes, so they give you the key and you go to the unit. I was coming out of the unit and it was this white lady, and she's like, hi, and I'm like, hi. And she's like, who are you with? Who did you come to see? I was already annoyed because I didn't like the apartment. But I was like, they're wasting my time with this lame-ass apartment. And then this lady has the audacity to ask me, who are you here with? I just looked at, usually I'm not rude to like people, but I just looked at her and I kept on walking and I was like, mind your fucking business. Like, you're going to ask me what am I here for?
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
And it's funny because it's really, I don't know, I never experienced racism outside of America.